Hi, I'm Melody Manning, your host of the Taste of Malaysia YouTube series. In this YouTube series, we are promoting the Malaysia Food Fest, a month-long cross-cultural program developed by the Embassy of Malaysia in Washington, D.C. In this series, we are showcasing several Malaysian restaurants in Washington, D.C., California, and even New York. In the DC area, this new Malaysian restaurant is quickly becoming a crowd favorite with Malaysian staples, kerabu mangga and chili pan mi, and thirst-quenching beverages like asam boy or sour plum drink. In this episode, Chef James of Makan will make a simple but delightful dish, chicken curry. Let's watch.
All right, in this next episode, we are going to do classic curry chicken. So, I think this is a dish that it's very approachable. Everybody will like. If you've had chicken curry, this one, you'll be surprised by this one. It has a few little extra ingredients that make it different from some of the ones you've probably eaten. So we're going to start simply with onion. Peel this up. Yep. So this is just a classic yellow onion, or they call it Spanish onion as well. It's sort of middle of the road for sweetness, and still has that nice onion pungency. So we're just going to cut this up. Again, small dice, kind of a little bit like bite-sized pieces. Just like that. Into the pot, we'll do a little bit of oil. I have this on medium heat. And we'll just let that heat up until it's just lightly shimmering, sorry. Not so much smoking. We have a white potato. This is a waxy potato, not heavy on the starch, which is nice. It'll help hold its texture when the curry is finished. Same thing, we'll just do small dice, like bite-sized pieces. Feel free to use any potato that you like. I just like these. I like the texture when they're cooked. They still have just like a little bit of bite, and they're not so starchy and just kind of mealy. So now that we have that, see our oil's basically ready, and we will just add in the onion. You want that nice light sizzle. Obviously, if the heat is too high and it's smoking, just turn it down before you add any of the onion or any of the other ingredients. We'll let the onion go for a second, and then I like the Holland chili. Again, it's not as spicy as a jalapeno, but it adds nice flavor, nice color, and just like a nice underlying little bit of heat. Cut on a bias. You can cut it however you want. If you want to cut rings, if you want to cut really strips, anything. I just like this just to keep everything bite-sized and cooking uniformly. So we'll go into the pot with that as well. Give this a stir. It's already smelling good, and it really doesn't even have anything going on other than chili and onion. All right. So we'll just let that go. The next thing I'm going to add in, this is basically cubed up chicken thighs. I chose boneless, skinless thighs. You can get thighs with the bone-in, skin on. It's just whatever you prefer. This I found was just the easiest to do today. And so personally, I prefer the dark meat. You can use chicken breast if you like. I just like the moisture and the texture that this retains when it is cooked. Sometimes the breast has a tendency to dry out, and it's just, at the end of the day, it's all personal preference. So this is just diced up, and this is what they look like when we got them. So again, maybe just 1-inch dice. Cut them all uniform so they cook uniformly, and that's basically it. So we will, starting to get a little color on the onion and chilies. We'll go in with the chicken. Give that a stir. We're not looking to sear hard. Basically, we'll put this in, just cook it a little bit, get a little bit of color on it. And this is very easy to do. Like these steps, I started out cooking French food, so I have a classic French background. And this is, if you can do that, it's basically just the steps of cooking a chicken stew. You know, you want to go in with your aromatics, you know, onion, garlic, things like that. In goes your chicken, a little bit of color. All right, I'm going to add the potato. And obviously the big difference between the Western cooking and the Malaysian cooking is just the ingredients and the curry paste that I'm going to add in just a minute. So we have all these in. Give it a stir. The chicken's starting to lose the rawness. You can see it's starting to cook a little bit on the outside. And now that's when I'm going to grab our curry paste. So here we have kari ayam. This is the paste for the chicken curry. If you look, it has turmeric, chilies, lemongrass, galangal, basically everything you need for an amazing chicken curry, and it just takes the hard part out. So we're going to go in with this. I just love that smell when the curry hits the heat. Oh my gosh. It's just so aromatic. You can just smell already that it's going to be an amazing dish. Just that quickly. So I'm just going to mix everything together. Just let it continue to cook. Cook the paste. Let that become really aromatic. That's all I'm looking for. When your kitchen just really starts to smell like the onion and chilies and this curry paste, that's when you know you can move on to the next step. Wow, just look at that. Yeah, all right, that's smelling good. One of the key things with Malaysian cuisine, it's something known as pecha minyak, probably pronouncing that wrong, but it translates out to shattered oil. When you add the oil, you add your ingredients, and you add the curry paste, you just want to sweat it until you see the oil start to separate. And that's when you know you're cooking the rawness out, the oil separates, the paste is ready, and then that's when you know to continue on and add the rest of your ingredients. So, that is smelling super good right now. Next up, we're going to add the water. So just follow the instructions on the pack. This is 500 milliliters of water, basically like 1 pint. So that'll go in. Beautiful. And you can just see all that the oil globules just floating to the top. Such a beautiful sight. I'm gonna give this a stir. Oh my gosh. Already looks amazing. You can just see like the pieces of potato and the chili and the onion and the chicken just all making friends right now. So as this comes up, we have our aromatics, our other little ingredients that we're going to use to season this. We have some lemongrass stock, which this is about 1.5 pieces. Basically just took a little bit of the bottom piece off, took the top part off, saved about the middle 6 to 8 inches. I peel the outside layers off, and this is what you're left with. You can see it's just like the nice stock, all the outer layers off, just nice, beautiful, just like that light greenish white. So we're gonna go right into the pot with these. Right, nice. Here we have, this is a cinnamon stick. If you can find this, you can usually find this at any Asian market. I love this. This is basically Chinese cassia. A lot of the stuff you find just in like the Western grocery stores, it's cinnamon, but what they do is they take the bark, they steam it, and then they roll it up themselves. And it strips a lot of the flavor away, a lot of the natural flavor. So I like this one. You can really tell it looks like real, just pure bark, and hasn't been processed. So this is the one I go for. Obviously, if you can't find this, regular cinnamon is definitely a good substitute. Break off a piece like this, probably like 30 grams, maybe 1 stick. Actually, I'm gonna do a little bit less. So let's go 15 grams. A little bit like that, because it is a lot stronger. Next, I have these makrut lime leaves. You can find these, again, usually any Asian market. If you don't have these, that's okay. Maybe put like an extra half stick of lemongrass in, just for that nice floral citrus. And with this, probably just gonna add, we'll go ahead and add maybe 3. Perfect. Next up, this is one of my all-time favorite flavors. These are fresh curry leaves. The paste that we did put in to make the curry, it does have curry leaf already in it, which is amazing. I'm just gonna add a few extra leaves to kind of fortify it and just kind of build that flavor and let it stand out a little bit more. Again, personal preference, it already has it in the paste. You don't have to add it. These are all just things that I like. So I'm just gonna add this is probably just like 2 stalks stripped, maybe like 15 leaves. And immediately you can smell that. Just right off the bat, as soon as it hits the heat, like it's very intense curry. Just real fresh, green, grassy. I love it. All right, all that's in. So we're just I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit. It's at a rolling boil right now. Just wanna turn it down until it's at a simmer. All we're looking to do is just cook the chicken until it's done, and when the potatoes are tender. Those are the 2 things we're looking for right now. The onion will be soft. The aromatics we put in, you know, the curry leaf will be soft by the time it's ready. But I think all we have to, the simmer time on this might be maybe 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, depending on how large you cut the chicken. Yeah, and just stirring it, you can see the lemongrass poking up. You can see the potato, the lime leaf, and there's the cinnamon right there. It's just, I don't know, it's hard not to be excited right now. All right, so at Makan, coming through basically the fall and the winter season, very excited for what we have planned. We're gonna start looking into different regions and states and just going in and doing dishes from, you know, jawar Terengganu, Kelantan, Sarawak. I have a lot of friends hitting me up. Maybe Sarawak's on the top of the list. You know who you are. But people will send me dish ideas, and they're from the region, they're from the state, and they're excited, and so they're forwarding me just things that they would love to see. And so we can definitely look forward to that coming fall, winter. I'm very excited. I love discovering just new dishes throughout the country. Every state has something different. From the Sarawak laksa, Assam laksa, the laksa jawar. Everything is, it's still soup, but everybody does it just slightly different and just puts their own little stamp and their own little twist on it. So very excited to introduce a lot of new dishes coming up. We have been working with tapai, which is fermented cassava. Very excited to put that. We have a dessert, tapai bakar. Basically fermented cassava, some sweetened condensed milk, aged cheddar cheese, and some chocolate sprinkles. Very excited to put that on the menu coming soon. And obviously, tempoyak. Tempoyak is fermented durian. Very excited to do dishes with that. I know it goes into some fish curries. And also, I've been testing out some sambal tempoyak patai, which is fermented durian and the patai beans, which we did in the earlier episode. So very excited about that. That's what's coming up. And it looks like our curry's almost done. So let's take a look. Yeah, you could just see that beautiful oil separation. Everything's coming down. It's starting to thicken up. The smells are just insane right now. It's like when you think chicken curry, like this is, in my mind, this is what I think of chicken curry. Like this is it. Just this right here. And we're not done yet. The last thing we're going to add to this. So the potatoes, let me give that a little test. So the potatoes are cooked. I'm gonna taste. That's it right there. So it's pretty intense, pretty pungent right now. The last thing we're gonna add, coconut milk. So this will round it out. This will add a lot of the richness and just kind of mellow out the intense flavors of the curry paste, the chili heat, the curry leaf, the lemongrass. This will just really mellow everything and just cause each one of those to kind of stand out on its own. So this is about a cup of coconut milk. And I just love the way that looks. Just putting that in there, and now you just added that milky white color with the red chili oil and just the color of the curry paste as well. It's just so vibrant. Give it a little stir. Wow. That is gorgeous. Yeah, you're definitely gonna catch me eating a bowl of this when these cameras turn off. And that's it. Everything's in there. Add the coconut milk for the final touch. We'll taste to adjust seasoning. If it needs a little bit of salt, we'll add a little bit of salt, but I think it's probably gonna be pretty spot on. And that's it. Just gonna give this one more mix through. Definitely want some of that chili oil. Oh my God, the smell's coming off that. Just the steam, just going right in my face. Get some of these curry leaves on here. piece of lemongrass. And that looks nice, just like that. And there we have it, kari ayam. Who's ready to eat? Who's ready to makan?
We've come to the end of this episode. Till the next episode, where we will be sharing more Malaysian favorites with you. If you haven't already, do click the subscribe button, follow us on Facebook. Until then, I'm Melody Manning, your host from Taste of Malaysia. Take care.
Hey yo, I go by the name Tessel Tag. Welcome everybody to the 2020 Malaysian Food Fest. Are you guys ready to try the taste of Malaysia? Here we go. Let me walk through. Go. Assalamualaikum, welcome and welcome to the Malaysian Food Fest, specially organized for you. Feel free to try out our delicacies. We got it all from fruits to meat to pastries. Let us start our day with some breakfast. Nasi lemak, roti canai, your hops and crackers. We love them all, but we'll never deny kaya and butter in a bread toaster. This a must try. Wonton mee, you can get it bar free. Everything is halal over here, cause we love to eat. Food is a form of happiness and we love to share it.